What's up, everybody? This is Nick from Meridian Underground Music, and today we are here with the Queen City Ramblers here to play for our Back to School show. So, without further ado, let's get into some questions.
Okay.
So, how did you guys meet?
Millions of years ago, this asteroid smashed into Earth, and these weird particles were emitted. And somehow, when I was born, I was drawn to one of these. And I think Keith, you were maybe traipsing through the Grand Canyon at that time, and somehow it led you to Meridian.
Yes, and I got it upon a mule's back, and it was a really kind mule. And eventually it led me and brought me to Meridian when I was 12. And so I was here till I was 17, and then I've been rambling ever since.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
Awesome. So, kind of jumped the gun a little bit on the questions here, but what are you guys' names and what all instruments do you play?
Well, I'm Tugboat Larry. No, I'm kidding. I'm Keith Moore, and I write the songs the whole world sings, and I sing the lead, and I play the Jaguar tonight.
So my name is Greg Johnson. I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I'll be playing a lot of upright bass tonight. I also, with this configuration, I'm playing Celtic harp, a lot of Irish tin whistles and flutes, the hurdy-gurdy. So any hurdy-gurdy fans out there, you get to hear some tonight. And I'm doing mandolin tonight as well. But on other configurations, I've played trombone, bouzouki, all kinds of weird stuff. So.
That is a lot. How long has it taken you to just learn all those different instruments?
So I started playing trombone when I was in the 6th grade band at West Lauderdale years ago, and then I started learning things. My friends needed a bass player in a metal band when I was in 8th grade, so I started playing electric bass. It was a PVT 40, so Meridian connection right there.
The heaviest instrument in the world.
It is. The T40 and the T60 are such heavy instruments. But I think once you learn how to play one sort of musical instrument, that knowledge is transferable to another instrument. So if you understand the basics of music, you can transfer those skills to something else. So I'm always learning. I'll never be a master of anything, but I'll never be bored either.
What about you? How long have you been playing?
Well, I started playing guitar, I think, when I was probably 11 or 12. Took one lesson and decided I didn't want to do lessons. And so I just played by ear. And then when I was 14, living here, I wrote my first song. It was called Our Song. It was kind of like a bread type vibe, back in the day. And my mom somehow, and we were poor, somehow she got me into a studio here. So I recorded the first song I ever wrote here in Meridian. So I've been doing it since then. And I've played I wrote songs in Nashville for 15 years. The Wineskins is the band that brought us together with Jeff Gordon, who Jeff's from Greenville. He lives in Nashville. We played here in 15, I think, at the brewery, the Brick House. And then, so I've not been back to Meridian since that was the first time back in almost 28 years. And but I wrote songs in Nashville for a long time, and we have the band, and this is something we're doing just for tonight. The Queen City Ramblers is kind of like our tribute to Meridian, to growing up here. It's a great place to grow up, and coming back and seeing the downtown and it's just Meridian's got some cool stuff going on. Yeah.
Awesome. So you guys are both from Meridian, correct?
Yes.
While we're on the topic, what do you think of Meridian?
I think it's vibey as hell. I think it's like, this downtown area, it wasn't like this when I was growing up here. There's a real quality to an artistic kind of vibe down here. We played in 15 here. Man, the turnout, the diversity of people that came, it was just awesome. And I was just like, wow, this is something cool that's happening in this town, And coming back here now in 22, it's just the same thing. We just went to 3 Foot and the brewery, and it's just a really, really cool vibe here. Awesome.
So Keith and I live in the Oxford, Mississippi area, and as great as Oxford is, and I'm sorry, all of my Oxonian friends, but there's nothing like Meridian Underground music in Oxford. Seriously, there just isn't. There's nothing for, I don't know, the people who are outside of the norm, just to congregate to, and that has this just cool musical vibe. The downtown has really been revitalized here in Meridian. So all of the people that have been working on renovating these old buildings, converting spaces, opening up breweries and luxury hotels, all of the things that are happening, it's definitely noticeable. And my hat's off to all of the people that have made this happen. This is so much better downtown than it was when I grew up here.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I was actually going to ask you next. What do you think of the store? What do you think of Mom?
Oh man, this place is the bomb, man. I mean, it's like, you walk in, you smell the incense. Growing up, we had the Music Emporium. I don't know when that closed, but there was the same kind of vibe. Not as big, not as many people hanging out, but still it had that that just kind of a sense of freedom, sense of be yourself. It's okay to not look like everyone else. It's okay to be who you are. That's what this place feels like. And we're down there at the brewery eating lunch or dinner, whatever, and they're like, "Oh, you're playing at Mom's. Oh, that's the badass. That's the best place ever." So it's just it's really cool. I mean, it's really cool to be here.
10 stars, definitely recommend.
Awesome. Thanks for the support.
Sure.
So, how'd you guys come up with Queen City Ramblers? I feel like it's pretty obvious with it being Queen City and all.
It's obvious, but it was funny because we got asked to do this a while back, and I knew Jeff couldn't come with the wineskins, so I was just like looking. I was just sitting there thinking about Meridian, thinking about what it was like growing up here, and all of a sudden it just hit me. Oh, it's called the Queen City. Oh yeah. So I just said, why don't we just call ourselves the Queen City Ramblers? And that's kind of what all of our music is connected. The wineskins, Keith and the Mystery Band, the Nothing Tree, the Queen City Ramblers. It's like we want to confuse everybody as much as we can about finding us and hearing our music. No, but anyway, that's why we called it the Queen City Ramblers.
But the Ramblers part is we're two Mississippi guys who rambled, and we're up in the north part of the state now. So now we're back.
We didn't go too far.
No, not too far.
Awesome. So you mentioned you two had a couple other bands before this. So
Yeah.
have you two together had any other bands? And
Well,
if so, how many?
I wrote and recorded. I have a studio in my home, and I wrote and recorded 2 records during COVID and after COVID. And Greg came in and played flute on on both albums. So we've done that together. Wineskins is what we've been doing. Jeff and I have been writing together since 1987. So it's been together a long time. So we just kind of have different things we do together. It's very, very organic. It's very, and that's kind of how this happened.
Separate from what Keith and I do, my wife and I have a group called The Old Ways. We do a lot of traditional and non-traditional Celtic music. I have another group called the Skid Rogues. We do a lot of jazz, novelty, and swing tunes from like the 1920s through the 50s. Playing a few jazz combos, play classical bass with some orchestras. And I have an early music ensemble, the Mockingbird Early Music Ensemble, that I play viola da gamba. And so we're doing a lot of music from the Renaissance period and early Baroque. So I'm all over the map.
If it ain't Baroque.
Well, maybe you should fix it.
So y'all are just crazy talented. You get all these different projects going on.
It's just a gift. It's like you go with what you got, and So yeah, we've been doing a lot of music, a lot of writing. He's been doing a lot of playing. So yeah, let's say hello to Jeff.
Hey Jeff, we miss you.
Awesome. So do you guys have anything out on like Spotify, Pandora, anything like that?
The Wineskins have 2 albums on everything, like all the digital formats. It's the Wineskins with an S, and it's one word, and then Wineskins. And We've got 2 albums on Spotify. They're everywhere. iTunes, all those places. We've got
Play, Apple Music.
Apple Music, Bandstown. There's that Bandcamp. There's actually a kind of a bootleg thing on Bandcamp. Pretty cool. But and then I've got 2 albums I mentioned. I did one with a guy from Australia. We did it all Zoom, and that's called The Nothing Tree, Songs About Nothing, and that's only on SoundCloud. And then Keith and the Mystery Band is also on SoundCloud. That's the only place for it.
Cool. Well, while we're on the topic, do you guys have any social medias you want to get in here real quick before we close up or anything?
Just Keith on Facebook, and that was an accident, by the way.
If you want to see all some weird stuff I do outside of this configuration, you can find me on TikTok as Horses to the Moon.
Yeah, and I'm on Twitter, W. Keith Moore. And like I say, Facebook was a mistake. I actually did Keith, and everybody liked it, so I'm just going to leave it alone. So.
I like it too.
Yeah,
I'm going to be
it's
honest. Anything you guys would like to add before we close up here? Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's great to be here, man. Thanks for asking us.
No problem, man. I'm hoping to see y'all put on a great show tonight. I'm excited. Been looking forward to it all week.
And play the songs. All right.